Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Rez. In this video, we're going to be going over the Adept Plug 1. This is a fusion rifle that is actually really good. It's a returning fusion rifle from Destiny 1. It has some pretty interesting perks. It's really good for PvP and PvE, actually. And I hope this video can explain that and you can learn what roles that you want to farm for. Now, if you haven't seen my previous two videos, I've went over the compass orders and the headless vision. So if you guys would like to go check those out, I'm going to do this video the exact same way I did those two. And I hope they are very informative for you guys. And the website I'm using is going to be linked in the description. This website is amazing for crafting weapons, so be sure to go over there and show them some support because they definitely deserve it. And as always, if you enjoy, find this video helpful in any way, consider subscribing and dropping a like. It really helps me out and our community grow by getting these videos out there for everyone to see, and I truly appreciate it. So starting off with the Adept Plug 1, this is going to be a very interesting weapon because fusion rifles for PvE aren't the greatest, so to speak. They're actually going to have a huge rework to fusion rifles coming in the next season. So if you guys want to go on get a fusion rifle, prepare for that. This is definitely the one that you want to get. So since it is Adept, obviously you can slot Adept mods in almost every PvE aspect. You're going to be a slot an Adept big one spec in the Adept weapon, due to the fact that you're going to get more damage to mages and bosses, which is going to be really good for this one, for the other perks that we're going to take. Now for masterwork, honestly, you can kind of go with what you want. I would not recommend charge time with the build that I'm going to be going for with it, but reload speed could be good, range can be good, anything like that. I honestly am just going to go with reload speed, just so we can reload the gun a little bit faster, because we're going to keep trying to reload the gun as much as possible due to the perk we're going to be taking. Now when we get over here to the barrels, this is kind of a scenario where you can take what you want to. If you want more stability on a fusion rifle, you can. If you want more range to hit a target further away, if you can control the recoil a little bit, you can. So in my opinion, my preferred playstyle, I'm going to take full bore to give me a 13 range increase, just so I can hopefully hit targets that are further away, which would be really, really good. Then in the next slot, taking something like liquid coils, in my opinion, is going to be your best option. You do get a little bit more charge time, but you get a nice impact increase, which is going to work really well again with the perk we're going to be taking, so you can hopefully just insta kill enemies. Then in the next column, you have things like heating up, under pressure, bottomless grief, killing wind, feed and frenzy, and quick draw. Now bottomless grief is always going to be on the weapon, so you can remove that one pretty much out the perk pool since it is an adept weapon. So you're going to be focusing on these other 5 perks. For PvE specifically, heating up, under pressure aren't the greatest. I would not recommend taking those. Killing wind again is not that good. Quick draw is kind of so feed and frenzy right here is going to be your best option. That plus the reload masterwork, you're going to be reloading the gun very, very fast when you get multiple kills, and you're going to be able to keep your uptime on reservoir burst, which is the perk we're going to be taking. I've been hinting to this whole time, but the other perk is cornered, adrenaline junkie, kickstart, reservoir burst, backup plan, and thresh. So thresh isn't too bad for PvE. The other perks aren't the greatest. Some of that kickstart, I guess, could work in PvE, and adrenaline junkie also isn't that bad, but reservoir burst is by far going to be your best option right here. And this is essentially just going to be a better null composure, not like an extreme amount better, but it is going to be a little bit better than null composure due to the fact that it has a higher impact damage due to its archetype, on top of it just having liquid coils. And reservoir burst obviously is going to increase the damage on the first shot, so having as max impact as possible to insta kill any major with the Adept big one spec, make them blow up all the feed and frenzy procs. And with the reload masterwork, you're going to be able to instantly reload and keep shooting reservoir burst over and over again. This is a different form of playstyle for most special weapons. Obviously, a lot of people you could just use blinding grenades, anything like that, but it is a very fun way to play. And since they are reworking fusion rifles, I definitely think this is a role that you probably want to snag before this goes away. That is for the PvE aspect. And if you have a null composure, again, you can kind of just use that. It's not like this thing is leagues beyond null composure. It is just slightly better. It is Adept, so it is slightly better, but it's nothing that I would probably hate myself for that I didn't get. But now the PvP version is actually really, really good. So the plug 1 in PvP just seems to hit. It clicks, honestly. Like, you shoot a shot, the enemy is gonna die. Like, it feels kind of like air intel essentially. It has very, very good consistency, and honestly, it's probably one of my favorite fusions in the game to actually use the crucible. I don't know what this huge rework is going to entail for PvP. I would imagine they're probably going to stay around the same, but if they are changed, you know, we could see some changes to that. So again, you probably want to snag one of these before those changes come. Now there's a huge debate between if stability or range is going to be better on a fusion rifle. Stability is going to make the bolts be a lot more tighter and actually hit the target, but range obviously will give you a little bit of extra damage. The bolts are going to be a little less together. But obviously, if you have more range, the more damage it's going to do from a further distance. So honestly, I would think most players would go with stability at this point in the game, because you can have something like a stability masterwork plus adept stability. So you're going to have 72 stability right now with just an adept stability mod plus the masterwork. And then if you actually take something like chamber compensator, you're going to get an additional non-stability plus some recoil control. So you're at 81 stability, and it makes the gun really stable. It's insane, honestly. Then over here for the batteries, if you want to take something like low coils to get a little bit impact damage, you can. It's not the greatest in PvP, compared to something like PvE getting the extra damage, but you can also take particle repeater, so you have 90 stability on the fusion rifle, and the bolts on the fusion rifle is just going to be so tight. Like, you're going to be able to hit targets from super far away. But then over here in the other perks, honestly, these perks are very well for PvP. Under pressure can be really good. If you have low ammo capacity, you're going to get that increased stability and accuracy, which is nice. But honestly, with the new heating up perk, this is going to be really good. It can stack up to 2 toms, and you're going to get bonus stability when you get kills. So you're going to have max stability and a ton of accuracy when you get a kill with this weapon, and it's just going to be super consistent. But then in the last column, honestly, these perks are kind of catered to the way you play. Backup plan isn't that bad, but honestly, backup plan isn't the greatest because it lowers your damage when you swap to the weapon. Thresh is, again, not that bad. It does work in PvP. I would not recommend Reservoir Burst. Kickstart can be fun. Essentially, after you sprint and then slide, you're going to get a damage bonus, which can be good. It's a very small timing on how you get this to work, but you can play aggressive with the fusion rifle. Adrenaline Junkie is kind of bad. And in corner, you're going to get a faster charge time when you're surrounded. It's got to be 3 enemies surrounding you, which can be kind of in PvP, but this can be a pretty good perk because this does not decrease your damage. You get a faster charge time without decreasing your damage, which is really nice. But honestly, for my playstyle, I would go with Kickstart due to the fact that you have a gun that can actually be a little aggressive. You can kind of run at an enemy with the fusion and charge up and make sure you get that kill. But corner also is probably going to be your second best option if you want to play a little bit more safe. Get that charge time up, and you're going to be able to instantly destroy some enemies that get close to you. And this is the stability roll for PvP. I will go over the range roll as well. For range, for me at least, I would just keep heating up and Kickstart. Again, if you want to take corner, you can. But due to the fact that heating up gives you 30 stability at times 2 and even 15 at times 1, you can kind of not have to worry about stability that much. If you have this perk, you just have to get the first kill. So I'm honestly going to remove these real quick, and I'm going to show you guys the range roll. So obviously for range, you're probably going to be taking the range masterwork, which can get you to 71 range, which is really good. And since you're building into range and it's a adept weapon, you can actually take Adept Icarus grip, so you can actually have accuracy in the air, and you get an additional +5 range, which is really good. Then taking full bore over here in the barrel slot gets you to 89 range, which is absolutely insane. And then taking something like projection fuse will get you to 98 range in this thing. Now, if you want to go a little crazy and you don't actually aim the fusion rifle in the air, you can take adept range to get 100 range on this thing. But honestly, that 2-point range increase isn't going to be the greatest, and having the Icarus grip in the air accuracy is going to be really good. But I know having a 3-digit stat on a weapon is very appealing. It looks very good up there. But honestly, in practicality, I think taking Adept Icarus grip probably will be better. You reduce 2 range, but you get that in air accuracy. And again, with heating up, you're going to be buffing that stability and accuracy really well just by getting kills, and you're going to have a huge amount of range to actually kill an enemy further away. This is the guy roll I would go for specifically. Again, you can kind of work around this the way you like to play, but heating up, Kickstart with max range and an Adept Icarus grip, you are going to be able to map enemies with this thing even in the air or on the ground. But let me know what you guys would like to have on your plug one, be it for PvE or PvP. Let me know what you think these huge rifle changes are going to be in Season 15, because I would like to know. And also, if you have a weapon that you would like for me to cover next, just be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I can hop right on that. Again, I'm probably going to try to cover things that are in the moment right now, at least like the Adept plug 1, and when reset hits, whatever the Adept weapon is for that week for Vogue, anything like that, and obviously the Adept weapon for the Grandmaster. But I will eventually get over to all your recommendations, so again, just be sure to let me know in the comments below. But as always, I hope this helps you out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.